Okay, so this is the time lapse. I'm just gonna let it run. Yeah, so this is the artist who's been accused of cheating. Cheating or something. People are too overly positive or always hiding something. Oh my god. I feel like I'm being called out. Actually, no, I'm not overly positive. No. True. No, I actually complain quite a bit. I've got nothing to worry about. I'm not that positive. Okay, so it's very cute, right? Is there a way to... Ooh, playback speed. Ooh. Okay, so... This is a very weird way to draw, in my opinion. I feel like you don't start drawings with just like doing it like that, but you know, it's like, Actually, it's also very weird that they just drew this ponytail and then like, I don't know. This is a very weird way to do a sketch, in my opinion. You're too cynical like me, girl. You need more, I need to be more positive. Okay. Oh my god, this is like such crazy art. I'm so impressed that they could just do this. Oh my god, I'm gonna be so positive right now. They did the collar. That's amazing, senpai. Okay, they're going. Those fingers, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Oh, that's kind of unusual. That's kind of weird, but you know what? You go, girl. You go, girl. Okay, they're drawing like random clothing details. I think they kind of skipped a step before the final details. You reckon? Let's keep watching. I'm so glad there's a fucking slowdown speed. Okay, so they're adding all these you're very detailed. I've seen enough speed paints to know something is off. No. Oh my god. OMG, that is such a cool eye. Wait, so they draw guidelines for the face? They erase part of the face for some reason. Right here. Oh yeah, because they're redrawing it? Okay, valid. Valid queen. They reconnect the thing. Okay. Very smooth, very cool. But that eye! My god, you're so amazing to be able to do that. That's like a perfect eye, and then they just drew the other eye. They just drew the other eye. Without any guidelines. You know what? That takes some fucking crazy amount of skill, dude. Unbelievable. It's so unbelievable that I believe it. That's amazing. That's incredible. Okay, so they're drawing their hair. Yeah, okay. They're drawing their hair. Wait. What? Okay, so they start sketching some of the hair. Okay, let's, wait a second. They just erase that part just then and there? Okay. His final details are too quick. Only animators can do this, and even then it's not even that, if they're doing animation, it's probably not even that detailed. Okay, so they're just drawing that? I mean, that's pretty good. You know what I've got to say? It's mad impressive to me that you can just draw the final hair without having to sketch anything. It's very impressive to me that you can do that. You want to see my drawing? You want to see how I did it? I actually did like a sketch first to get the general idea of where the hair is. And then what I did is I did like line art. It's all on one layer, unfortunately. But then I did kind of like a line art. And as you can see, I've done some like line art on this separate layer because I wanted like very specific like line art for the hair strands, specifically on like the fringe area. But as you can see, I'm not able to just draw like that. Whereas you go over here and you see how they do it. They just block it out. They literally just do it. And it's perfect. You don't see them making a mistake, erasing it, redrawing the lines, erasing it again, because you know what? A lot of what I had to do when I was drawing the fucking bangs for this character, I'm still not done, is you are constantly redrawing the same line, even with stabilization turned on. Even with stabilization, you still have to redo the lines tons of times to get the right stroke. Okay. Every artist is good at doing one thing quickly, but not everything all at once. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. It's like they're good at noses or hair or eyes, but it's not all of them. It's not enough back and forth. Even professionals do a lot more back and forth. Right? Because it takes a lot of effort to get it right. Even like the most professional people. Wait, you just put in the mouth just like that? Okay, maybe I'll change it later, actually. I'm being judgy. What? Okay. As it's their job, but they still move stuff around even then it's not. It's just the outline. It's just, yeah, it's just the outline. Like, what the fuck? I call cap on this? Oh, no, hold on, Clover. Hold on, give him a chance. Give him a chance. Oh, we got some very wiggly lines right there. I wonder what happened over there. Wait, that is actually kind of weird. I feel like those lines should not be that wiggly. If you can see what I mean. That's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to me that like the line art is, oh, the sketch is like wiggly, and then the line art ends up wiggly the same way. You know, if my sketch layer is a little bit wiggly like that, I simply would not follow it bar for bar. That's kind of fucking weird. There's no reason for those lines to be that wiggly. It's almost like suspicious. I don't know. I don't mean to be a hater. Wait. So we go to the flat stage. Oh yeah, so the reason why... Ooh, there's some weird artifacting right there. Ooh, look at that. That is... I don't think I've ever fucking seen that kind of texture before when I've done fill tools. Now, sometimes when you use fill tools, it will fill in areas that it shouldn't, and you can change settings to make it better, but sometimes it just fucks up. But if your line art's very good, I find it doesn't fuck up nearly as much when you're doing it well, so... I'm kind of confused about it, but this is in my opinion, the smoking gun. I have never seen that before in my fucking life. That is not natural, that is not normal. I don't know how that's possible, because it's not even like, oh, well, they're recording like a screen, like their iPad or something. Like no, this is the recording of their art from like inside the app, I assume. That's not normal. And it's very hard to catch that as well. Not enough cleanup, they cannot finish this in one pass. Exactly, it's so weird. Japanese studios have now resorted to make them draw pencil and paper right in front of them now. Yeah, you know, at least there's fucking that. At least, like, AI will never be able to trump the ability to actually, like, draw in front of someone live. And that's why I enjoy streaming. If this is them actually drawing, but they're tracing over, like, that Asami person, it means that they must have some skill, but they're just, like, they're just kind of, you know, cutting corners, I guess, using potentially AI. Yeah, it's so easy to cheat the process now. Yeah. But now that I've seen that, I feel like, yeah, even like these lines, there's something fucking off about this. Oh, that's pretty weird too. What, you're gonna have a strand of hair just coming out from behind the bow, but it doesn't like... I guess you could argue it's doing it like that, but I feel like that's not, you know. Hey guys, I decided to get some more evidence of what I think could be possible markers of this UA Kana person and how they might be potentially using AI to maybe hasten their workload, maybe to cut corners. I don't know exactly what's going on, this is just my opinion. But in my opinion, I think I've found some things that are at least pretty suspicious to me. So firstly, we have hair. Now, as we all know, AI can have some trouble with hair, especially doing strands that look kind of like, you know, the kind of hair that you'd find in beautiful human-made artworks. And something that I noticed along here is that we have like a strand that doesn't really make the mark there. You could say that maybe it's continuing from there, but it's a little bit weird to me, but that's not the worst part. The worst part of it is definitely this section over here. Now, let me just make my cursor a bit bigger so you can see what I mean. Why do we have a strand here that's just trailing off and looks kind of like it was painted in MS Paint? 1998 MS Paint. It's just, I mean, I could say that these strands, they don't exactly look like anime strands, especially not good ones. And that could be a skill issue, But I'm just very suspicious of the shapes here, and then if you look at this, how do you get a really massive strand, really fat strand out of nowhere when you don't have big strands coming Like the way that anime hair is painted has like weight to it. The shape of the strands are very important. And this one, based on the direction it's coming from, it looks like it's coming from up here. And it doesn't look like it's coming from behind all this other stuff because of the way it's shaded. It just comes off as very suspicious to me, but also note like this really, really long finger, monstrous looking fingers, but again, it's like, you know what, that could be a skill issue, so maybe that's not the best example, but that's okay because we have more examples. Okay, so now we have this one, this ear. How do you even do this? How do you even fuck it up this bad? You're telling me that this person can render eyes and hair very well, might I add. I mean, that even just looking at that now, that doesn't even make sense. Why is there a shadow there to indicate that you have a big clump of hair that's hanging over, but then it doesn't even line up with the hair? That doesn't even make sense. Why would that even happen? If you're this good of an artist, how are you making this mistake? So again, this ear, totally fucked up. I don't even know how you do that. Makes no sense. Okay, moving on. Moving over here. Look at this ear. It looks fine. It's actually just okay. It's a little bit creepy how this face almost looks exactly the same as this one. And also this one has longer hair. Now, I'm not familiar with this character. I don't know if this is like a VTuber character, and maybe sometimes they have long hair, sometimes they have like a little piece of hair that just comes out, and for some reason it's just not happening in this one. I don't know about that, so I can't really comment on the character and their design, but if anyone's familiar with the character and knows that maybe that's normal, then okay. But again, I think the ear is just enough to be like, how the fuck do you fuck these things up this badly? Didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, so moving on. And now we have this other one where, again, we have two very different ears. Very different, very large and in charge, and just very ugly. And now, like, listen, I don't like drawing ears, I'm not a fan of them, I'm not even that great at them either. It's just so bizarre to me that someone who can, you know, have this kind of talent with their line work, their color schemes, color picking, their shading, and yet they can't draw an ear for some reason. It's just completely beyond the scope of like their abilities, which again, it's like, maybe it is a skill issue, I don't know. Okay, moving on. Let me just turn off all these other ones. So this one I didn't have that much of an issue with, but I did notice that this ear over here, it's like, it's very different once again. Very different to how they do the ears over here. It's a lot more three-dimensional, I would say. And then I was looking at this part and I thought, well, this is very weird too, because I don't know if this is meant to be a texture, is it meant to be shading? Why is there this like diamond pattern on this scarf, but it's the only place where it kind of is? And if it's meant to be shading, not really sure how that happened, to be honest. That doesn't look like shading. At least not very good shading. Sorry, no shade. No shade if you're an artist. No shade. Sorry. But I just thought that was kind of weird. So then moving on quickly to the next one. Now this is a different kind of weirdness. Again, we got this ear that it feels very disjointed from the head. Honestly, they could have probably gotten away from hiding it from the hair, under the hair, you know, good old trick that artists like to do. If you don't want to draw something, just hide it. And I'm gonna say this perspective of the hair is particularly not very good either. But again, that could be like a skill issue. I mean, it's hard drawing heads in different kind of perspectives. It's a bit difficult. And then there's this other thing that's like, I don't know how you didn't notice this super glaring issue with your art where you fully shaded it and then you went, oh, yep, that's fine. This leg doesn't make any sense. You can tell that this leg is coming from a sideways angle, but then all of a sudden this leg is kind of acting as if, I don't know, as if her leg is sideways and she's like going out like that. That's a very poor leg, but I don't think the anatomy is anatomy with that. If that makes sense, what I'm trying to put down there, even if you try to extend the leg that way to make it look like, I feel like her leg, or at least her foot, should not be on this side, but it should be similar to what the other foot on this side would be like, which would be more of like a side kind of view. But maybe I'm splitting hairs, and maybe the ear is enough of a bit of a weird one. And then even the feathers here, just looking at that all looks fucking weird. I don't even know how you fuck up feathers like that. I'm not a fucking good artist when it comes to feathers, but I mean, the shape's not that hard to follow. Once you get used to the shape of a feather, it's not that hard to keep doing. And then we have what I think is actually the smoking gun, which is this ear. This wonderful, beautiful ear that is melting into her face. It is a monstrosity. It is disgusting. It is revolting. I don't even know how you fuck it up that hard. And you know what? I know how you do that. It's from relying on AI to tell you what to do and where to place things. Painting by the numbers. As you notice, the feathers here, not as bad as they were before. And mind you, this is the very first image on their Twitter account. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Also, what is up with this? We have a 3-dimensional symbol that then just doesn't have a side. It just doesn't have a side. I think it's meant to be like this weird star thing that's on her head, and then for some reason it just doesn't continue. I guess maybe they just forgot about it. Who knows? And if you don't believe me, I mean, here's a picture of an anime AI generated image. And you can see, I mean, it's not as high resolution as the other one. This one is actually an image from 2023. So this is an example of like what the AI was doing back then. And as you can see, it's kind of fucking funny. So I don't know, you tell me, do you think that this ear looks like something that an artist who can shade like this, construct a pose like this, paint like this? Do you think they're just gonna fuck up an ear and make Frankenstein's ear like that? I don't think so.